All right, we got round two of the Game Haven, Baltimore, Maryland, GLC. We see Dragon on the left versus Fighting Earthquake on the right. A very cool build by Christian, who started playing a couple months ago and always brings some really cool spice. We see a Brooklet Hill, an Okidogi, and a Riolu. This is what we want to see. Let's get a couple attackers down on the bench. From the Dragon side, we have the old school Drampa, not the new one that has the 3 and does 140 to 2 different ones, but the one that attacks if it has some damage on there. I've actually started liking that one too. We see the best supporter come down for fighting, which is Karina's. It's the Irida for water. You grab a fighting Pokemon as well as a trainer card. So we see the Phampi, the Drillbur, the Okidogi, Evo Soda for next time, and then Aurora, so that way the Okidogi's already bigger. Even a fighting energy in the discard, so that's nice too. That enables Raihans, maybe Asadas if that's in there. Now we see a Judge Whistle to draw 1. Judge Whistle, underrated card in GLC, I would say. It's like a Versus Seeker for your Judge, or it just can draw 1. So you can play with a 59 card deck that also has a little bit of consistency. I sometimes wonder if we should play that over Trekking Shoes a little bit more. Dragon player really thinking, and they're going to go with an N. That is my favorite N and one of my favorite full art cards in the game. Kind of looks like a come with me, I'll show you the way. So we see a Brooklet Hill getting bounced for Dragon's Brooklet Hill, which is Stormy of Mountains. Stormy Mountains will get maybe a Gibble here. Really thinking about it here. We actually have it on 5.5 speed, but this might be their first deck search, so probably prize checking through everything. Sometimes Dragon can be kind of annoying with that. And we see a Dratini. So that powers up the Dragonite so that way you can get your supporters set up each turn. We see an energy come down onto the Drampa. I think that's a counter energy, assuming that this Regidrago will go down. We have a Buddy Buddy Poffin on the fighting side. Kind of neat. You don't always see that in fighting. But we get the Hisuian Growlithe out there. Cute little boy. And then 2 fighting energies. So as long as we can pivot that Riolu, the Okidogi is going to come in big. Or, oh, even better, the Roaring Resolve Lucario. So to put 20 damage on itself, it accelerates an energy. We see the tag call to grab 2 supporters, Guzman, Hala, and Cynthia and Caitlin. We'll probably see the attach to that Lucario and a knockout before the turn's over. But first we're going to go for a Guzman, Hala, knock out that Stormy Mountain, and we'll get some fighting energies. There's 2 different special energies for fighting, one that increases damage and one that increases HP. We see the Pokestop come down. I love these kind of turbo decks. It just says, I'm going to mill through everything. You're going to try to brick me. And speaking of which, we have the lucky helmet on there, which says, draw 2 cards when you're attacked in 2. So really Christian recognizing that fighting's weakness is its brickiness and trying to play around that. Speaking of bricking, Dragon is seeing a slow start. And so maybe this Dratini, I was going to say maybe it should be a Tatsugiri, but you know what's better than that? A rare Candy Dragonite. That's going to get Dragon's own Guzma, discarding a dead Garchomp and an Air Balloon. Air Balloon seems a little bit of a weird one. Oh, but we're going to get a Float Stone, so that's okay. We'll be able to get our attacker in there. And we're going to want to see either a Gapejaw Bog or, there we go, a Rainbow Energy, so that way we can get that Drampa procced. Of course, that does mean we need another Dragon down there, so we'll see what we get. Are we going to see a spin of the Pokestop? I probably think it's not correct, but no, it's not. But we needed another attacker, so I can understand why that happens. And you know what? This is the downside of Classic Dragon sometimes. It's you can have these weird starts, and it's hard to chain attackers. This Drampa is obviously going to go down from the Sokidogi, and what are you going to do? You just have a Dragonite. Now, the Dragonite is extremely strong. I don't mean anything by it, but sometimes you have these weird starts where it feels like you're playing the lottery a little bit. So Christian on the fighting side, thinking it through, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. I think just kind of set up your board, try to loop the Okidogi a second time if it somehow comes down from a Hex or a Silent Lab surprise. But really just try to make sure, you know, that you thin out your cards. And actually, we're going to take down the Dragonite, which I can see that. We're putting in a Lux Cape, and we're swinging for 70. Oofs. So, I mean, taking down the Dragonite is great because not only do you make it where the Drampa's only hitting for 70, but of course they don't have any supporters. And with that 1-card hand, this is going to be toast. So we're really looking for game here. Looking for a Field Blower. We have Versus Seeker. That's going to get the Karinas for the Field Blower, and that is the game.